This week in Destiny for April 11th, 2024. Prismatic Summary, the new subclass coming to the final shape. Information on the Pantheon Raid Boss Mode starting April 30th. Heads up displays changing in the final shape, weapon drops rotating soon, and much more. Prismatic is the new subclass arriving in the final shape, and will allow Guardians to mix and match some of their most popular Arc, Solar, Void, Stasis, and Strand abilities, combining them to unlock new potential in power and customization. When using Light and Darkness powers, Guardians will be able to break their limits and achieve Transcendence, a new empowerment state only possible through Prismatic. If you're interested how this works, Bungie released a Prismatic deep dive yesterday, a huge article explaining everything. Prismatic Hunter, Warlocks, Titans, the abilities you can swap and use, and essentially how everything works. If you'd like to learn more about Prismatic, the link will be in the twid down below. Next up in the update, go play Destiny 2 Into the Light. Just basically a reminder that Into the Light released Tuesday, the 2-month-long content update that's open to all players. They also released some pretty epic wallpapers from the Into the Light cinematic, and here's a look at those. Let's talk about challenging gods in the new Pantheon mode. They say we have already shared some details about Pantheon, the new PvE challenge that will start April 30th. It involves not only a gauntlet of raid boss encounters currently available in the game, but also a few twists on how to approach them. We are keeping some details close to the chest, including the list of enemies that you will face, but since you are all eager to know more about it, let's talk about some more. The goal of Pantheon is to relive those incredible and heroic moments that raids always deliver, while also challenging what you expect from some of the encounters many of you know so well. Prepare to be nimble, adapt your strategies, or throw them out the window, and your fire team will find success. Pantheon will increase in scale and difficulty each week, starting with 4 bosses in the first one and then growing to up to 8 by the time May 21st rolls around. Each time a new boss is added, the active modifiers will rotate and the power cap will change, starting with players at 5 power below all the way up to contest mode equivalent of 20 power below. As boss difficulty goes up, so does the pool of available rewards. You can get adept raid weapons, deep sight versions of raid weapons, and even exotics. Some of these rewards are weekly and others are linked to the pursuits or triumphs like the 4 new emblems, but many will also depend on your performance. We challenge you to complete each encounter before the bonus timer expires to get a platinum score and the greatest rewards. When April 30th arrives, we hope you have trained and prepared yourself, Guardians. Shaxx will have the quest you'll need to start your journey to become a God Slayer. Yeah, that's the title waiting for the champions that conquer Pantheon, and I gotta admit that's a pretty cool title, might be one of the coolest in the game. Now I believe somebody already went through the API and found all the raid bosses. I won't spoil them here, but you can search it up if you wish. Today Bungie also has some news to share about the HUD update coming with the final shape. Destiny 2 has over 2,000 player-facing buffs and debuffs in the game that can appear on the HUD. That's pretty crazy. These include things like subclass verbs, armor charge, pervading darkness, or text to help you triangulate a signal on Neomuna. Prior to the final shape, only 4 buffs could be displayed at once, meaning important buffs were continually being pushed off screen. With that system, they were asking a lot from players to juggle a lot of information in their head. In worst cases, that limitation would cause players to miss feedback about important activity mechanics that lead to teams being wiped. That's why, as part of some new quality of life improvements with the final shape, they set out with 2 goals to improve the HUD experience. Visually prioritize important buffs and increase the number of buffs that can be shown. In the new expansion, they've created 2 new areas on the HUD where modifiers can appear. Critical info channel at the top center, or the weapon channel above the super meter. Here's a visual representation. So the modifiers that will appear at the top of the screen are more important for successfully completing the current activity. This includes things like wipe mechanics, roles like Deepstone Operator, or other special mechanics in the activity that are beneficial for you to notice. You'll find weapon-related modifiers showing up in the space above the super meter, conveniently close to where weapon information appears. The space here is restricted, so only the 2 most important weapon modifiers will show up. As part of these changes, they've also made a prioritization pass to help the most relevant buffs and debuffs stay visible on screen, even when there's a lot going on. Higher priority buffs will push lower priority buffs out of the HUD display. You'll find buffs generally prioritized within all these channels as follows. The highest is activity information, then second to second gameplay choices like Tangle Cooldown, short to medium term gameplay choices like Amplified, and then passive buffs useful for learning or confirming intuition. In addition to setting up 2 new channels on the HUD, the team also took a pass at the readability of the buffs and debuffs. Here's a look at those icons. Weapons rotating out on June 4th. First up, we have Trials. Unexpected Resurgence Glaive is out of rotation. The Cataphract Heavy Grenade Launcher last week, April 23rd. Messenger last week, May 14th. And the Igneous Hammer last week, May 21st. Braytech Osprey is heading out April 9th and Loaded Question on April 23rd. For Iron Banner, all of these weapons are out on April 30th. Joram or Yoram's Claw Pulse Rifle, Light of the Fox, Pressurized Precision Fusion Rifle, and Swarm of the Raven. Even if the weapons are not dropping any longer, you can always focus them on the respective vendors. But Guardians, that's basically a bulk of the information from this week in Destiny. If you'd like to see some more Destiny news, lore, and mysteries like this video, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.